everybody. We are here November 1st, starting a new little challenge. So these are going to be fairly quick videos. Let me make sure you guys are situated. I've got a new phone, and so my phone holder doesn't do like it should. Anyways, hashtag Trovember. The month-long challenge for November. It's a collage challenge hosted by Kelly at collage-lab.com. Check out the website. Sign up to join on. We'll get a prompt every day to add to one piece. The end of 30 days, we'll have one piece of artwork. I was running around gathering up all my stuff, so I'm out of breath. But so this is day one. The prompt for today was to do a grid, but to do a checkered pattern, like alternate colors. So we're going to jump right into it. I've decided this year to do my Trovember challenge on a wood panel. It's for painting, but it's 12 by 16. It's a bit smaller than I've worked the last two Trovembers, but I was at the store last night trying to decide what substrate I wanted to work with, and it was going to be around $8 to buy a pack of the canvas boards or canvas panels, or it was $8 to buy a wood panel. And so I just thought, hey, let's do a wood panel this time. So it's about, what is that, about 3/4 inch thick, just plain wood panel. It's pretty smooth, and I'm kind of, I don't feel like I need to sand it down or anything. I feel pretty confident that my glue will grip it. So I think, so the first year I did Trovember, I just did a willy-nilly Trovember. I just did whatever. I didn't really have a color pattern or anything like that. I just kind of did it. And then last year I did a black and white themed. I tried to do every prompt to make my piece like black and white. And this year I was like, do I want to do black and white, or do I want to do, you know, a certain color, or what do I want to do? And I think what I want to do is kind of try to do a nature theme. It can be any color, but it will be nature themed. So let me tell you a little bit what I'm doing here. You guys can see me. I've poured some Mod Podge, matte medium. My stickers come off of it, but it's Mod Podge. And now I'm adding some of my Weld Bond glue to it. I don't know if this makes any much of a difference, but usually when I'm doing collage, I typically use, when I'm just doing like magazine paper and such, I'll typically do just Mod Podge as my glue. But if I'm doing something that's a little thicker or different kind of, if it's a different kind of material, like it's fabric or something like that, then I'll do, I'll add the Weld Bond to it. Anyways, so that's what I did. I've got a little bit of I got quite a bit of Mod Podge, and I've added Weld Bond to it, mainly because this is wood and I don't know how we're going to work with it. You know, I assume it will soak it up just fine. And for my background, I cut out these random squares. They're not all even. They're not even cut even because, you know, I can't cut even. This is scrapbook paper. It's kind of a cardstock, a thick cardstock. And so that's why I wanted to add a little bit of Weld Bond, because it's going to be a bit thicker than just regular paper to wood. So I wanted to make sure I had a good sticky stuff. So that's what we got going on. My disclaimer is I'm a messy artist, and I don't stress about the things that a lot of people stress about when it comes to doing art and making art. So I'm just going to kind of do this section by section so we don't have a bunch of drying time. And I think I'm just going to kind of slap these down. I don't know that I'm going to... I like the wood background, so I think I'll keep them with a little bit of wood in between. Now again, if you've not ever done Trovember before, and you're new to this, just know that, again, you're putting 30 days of prompts onto this one piece. So, all my butterflies are going that way. I guess I'll keep with that theme. But, with that being said, the chances are highly likely that this is going to be covered up. But it's kind of one of those things that, for whatever weird reason, I'm starting out with kind of a vision this year. It's probably not a good idea for me to do that because there's no telling where this will go. But kind of got an idea of what I want it to look like. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and do at least one row so I can get my sizing here, because I don't know that I'll be able to do 3 more pieces here. Well, darn it. We'll just space them out a little bit more. Yeah, so 3, 6 across, and then let's see how many we can do down the side. Don't get particular, shell. These are just green pieces and butterfly pieces. That's all we're working with here. Nothing particular or special. Don't stress it. Just I may have to cut some of these because we don't fit. So here's an example of we just go with it, and we didn't plan this out or measure or anything like that. Okay, I didn't want to, but we're going to trim it just a little bit to make it fit real well. Just a little, not a major trim, not a major measurement job here. But as you can see from up here, I could have scooted this over a little bit, but you know. So I'm just gluing down, just a basic glue down, and then I'll go over all this with a layer of Mod Podge to kind of, I don't want to say seal it because we got more coming, but basically to did I say I was going to do a nature theme? I think I did, but basically that's kind of the idea that I'm going with, is nature, greens, things like that. So we'll see at the end of it how nature, it's going to depend on the prompts you know, I mean, if Kelly at Collage Lab, if the prompt is add a motorcycle, well, that's not very nature. So I'll just have to work with what she gives me. I'll just have to work with it. Make sure all my butterflies are going the same way. So there is that. They don't have to. I could do them willy-nilly, however. But see, like, you could have, and I probably should have, like, measured my substrate is 12 by 16, I think is what I said. And I really should have, you know, did some measuring to figure out, you know, how many pieces could I get and how big should they be and all that measured stuff. But if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff. So it just kind of, it is what it is kind of thing. It is what it is. We're going to trim this one down just a hair. Squeeze him in there. My green squares are a little wider than the butterfly squares are. See right here? That's okay. We're making it work. Even if we have to cut some of them a little bit. I didn't want to do that, but why is this one so way out there? Maybe I should just let them hang over. Well, I'm going to let them hang over tonight. Well, I say that. No, I probably should go ahead and trim them because I'm going to do a layer of Mod Podge over. And so I don't want to have to deal with Mod Podging this little guy. Maybe it's this one that needs to be trimmed. Oh, looky here. So we just removed that one completely because it ripped. But that's okay. We're getting all sorts of weird shapes going on here. It's because I didn't even measure these squares when I was cutting them today. I just was like, yep, that looks like a square. Which I don't even know why I did that because, again, my measuring is not the best. Not the best. But, goodness, that's a big piece. So as you can see, there's a lot of space here and some of these are crunched together, but I'm okay with that. Again, we are, majority of this is probably going to be covered, so I'm okay with that. So all my butterflies are going the same way, and I'm not going to do any kind of a major covering of this, but I am going to kind of seal it, if that makes any kind of sense. So just a layer, and again, to make sure that my pieces stay down. Since they are a heavier cardstock, I don't want them peeling up on me. And of course, Mod Podge is a matte medium, and so you can paint over it, or, you know, I'll still be able to glue over it or do whatever I need to do with it. It'll be fine. But I do want my pieces stuck down. I want a fairly smooth surface if I can manage to get one, which means making sure that, you know, all these pieces are down and there's glue and gunk under their edges, so they're not trying to peel up. And I guess I probably don't have to do this, but it's the little OCDs in me, I guess. My many years of collage, I couldn't stand for pages to peel up. You know, I needed it to be smooth, like all one piece, you know, especially if I was piecing things together. It's like, okay, what can I do to make these, like, look like they actually belong together? So I think that's where that comes from, as far as feeling like I have to have all these edges down. But there's nothing wrong with that. When we come back tomorrow and it's all dry and nice and smooth, then I will be quite pleased that we did this. If it wasn't the thicker cardstock, I probably wouldn't worry too much about it, but so I'm curious to know, I don't foresee that very many people would be doing videos if they're participating in the Trovember. And you don't have to do a video. I just thought it would be fun to do with you guys. Now, on my personal Facebook page, I usually post, the last 2 years I've done it, every day I'll do a post of like when I get this done tonight, I'll take a picture of it and post it on my personal Facebook page. Because I think my friends, I have a lot of quote-unquote non-artsy friends, and I think they enjoy seeing it. And it was fun last year because towards the end of the month, when I had a lot of the canvas covered and the prompt was like, do a red circle or something like that, I didn't take a picture of the full piece. And so throughout the month, they were just getting, like, I would just take a little picture of like a little section. So they weren't getting a full picture of the whole piece. And so by the end of the month, it was a bit of a reveal, because everybody had been seeing the progress through the month, but nobody knew what the actual piece looked at. You know, like the if the prompt was to add some eyes, then I would take a picture of just the eyes. They didn't know if it was over here, or if it was connected to another piece, you know, a piece that the prompt from the day before, or, you know, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of people were like, oh, I can't wait to see the finished piece, you know, or this is my favorite section. And it was really fun to kind of do at the end of the month a reveal of not what I did, but what they participated in, watching it progress, you know, just prompt by prompt. So I think that's what I'll do. Anyways, all that to be said, let me know if you guys are participating in Collage Lab Trovember. If you're going to do videos, of course, use the hashtag Trovember, which is TROVEMBER. The idea behind this is to use up stuff from as artists, we have a treasure trove of goodies. And so the idea is to use up some of our goodies. Play with things that we haven't played with before, you know, that we haven't played with in a long time, or, you know, that's kind of the idea behind it. So, if you're participating and doing a video or on social media, like on Instagram or somewhere like that, be sure and add the hashtag Trovember so I can find you guys. Speaking of that, social media, I don't know if people know, but I'm on Instagram as well. I'm under Simply Seashell Creates. Simply, just spelt simply. And then Seashell is SEACHELLE. So Simply Seashell Creates. That's my Instagram. I'll try to remember to link it below in case you guys are interested. Or it may be linked on my main page. It probably is now that I think about it. It should be. If not, I'm going to fire my PR person, i.e. me. But anyways, so I'll be posting on, I guess I'll post on Instagram. I did my Trovember on Instagram last year, and I debated on it the whole time, because when I meet somebody or I'm out with somebody or whatever and they want to see my art, I send them to my Instagram, because all my collage work and all my journals and all that are posted on the Instagram. But if somebody's like interested in a journal or whatever, and we're halfway through the month and I've got these little screenshots of a half-finished piece, I don't know that looks very well. So I haven't decided. I probably won't do Trovember on my Instagram. Maybe my finished piece, but not the daily pictures. But you guys will see it here, and I'll have the finished piece, of course, on my Instagram. But anyways, so I have a feeling I'm going to end up turning this piece like this. But we'll see as the prompts move along. Hashtag Trovember, collage-lab.com is where this is at. You have to sign up for the challenge. You get a prompt a day to add to this piece. And so, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with this will be all dried. And we'll figure out what day 2 prompt is. Today was do a grid and do it in the checkerboard pattern. And so I think we did that. Again, I'm going to try to stick with natural greens and nature and plants and animals and things like that with this Trovember. We'll see how well we manage to do that. And we'll just kind of go from there. Thanks for joining me. Again, I will be back tomorrow. And some of these videos will be real quick. This one was pretty intense because we had to cover the whole thing. Excuse me. But I'll be back tomorrow with day 2. And we'll just keep adding to this and see where we end up. Thanks for joining me. Bye.